I just want to start this video off by saying that I am extremely grateful for everybody who is supporting me along my journey. Okay, you guys don't really understand how much you've changed my life. A year ago, I had just quit my job at H&M. I was making ASMR videos because I couldn't think of any other type of content to make during quarantine. I was going through, a very tough situation in terms of my love life, and, there were a lot of things weighing on me at that time. So for me to make this video right now, I don't want you guys to think that I'm coming from a place of, not being grateful for where I am and how far I've come and for the people that support me, because I am very, extremely grateful for each and every one of you, especially the ones that take the time to watch these videos where I'm being authentic, where I'm expressing myself and just venting, because hopefully these videos can help other people who are going through the same things. Now, with that being said, being a YouTuber is amazing. Okay, I love it. I love this job, or I wouldn't even call it a job, but I love doing this so much that I can't go a day without doing it. I can't go a day without filming or editing or streaming. I can't do it. You can ask the people around me. They'll tell you I'm addicted. I'm obsessed. Okay, and I happily admit that because I'd much rather be addicted to doing this than to, selling drugs or doing drugs or anything like that. This is a great addiction to have because this addiction has changed my life in the course of 1 year. But with that being said, YouTube is not perfect, okay? There is nothing out there. There is no job, no business, nothing that you do in this life, especially when you get money involved, is going to be perfect, okay? There are going to be ups and downs, ebbs and flows, and YouTube is no exception to that. If anything, YouTube is a great example of this, okay? If you're a YouTuber, you know where I'm going with this. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But to somebody who's never created content in their life, you might not understand why being a YouTuber can be a very difficult job at times. Now, I don't want you guys to misconstrue what I'm saying. YouTube is not hard work. Okay, hard work is like when I was working at IHOP. When I was 16, I got my first job working at IHOP as a busser. I was making $7.75 an hour. Now, at that job, they would have me, sweeping, mopping, cleaning bathrooms, taking out the trash, bussing tables. If somebody threw up or made a mess in the bathroom, I was the one that had to clean that up. So I know what hard work is. Believe me when I tell you that. I know what hard work is, and YouTube is not hard work, but YouTube is stressful work. Okay, at IHOP, I would work my hours, I would work my shift, maybe like 7 to 3, and I would clock out and my work would be done for the day. With YouTube, it doesn't work like that. I'm always on the clock at all times. I've literally filmed videos while on a date with my girl. I've edited videos while FaceTiming with her. I've turned down opportunities to hang out with my friends because of YouTube, because I love doing this so much, and me talking to this camera is like my therapy, so in a way it reduces stress by me making videos like this especially, but it also adds to stress because when you get money involved into it, now you're relying on views, you're relying on other people to watch your videos in order for you to make money. So you have to learn to frame things in certain ways to get people to click. Because I know what I bring to the table is valuable. I know that my content itself is worth watching. The issue is generating traffic to that content. Okay, that is the issue that all YouTubers face. I could sit here and tell you that views don't matter, but if they didn't, I wouldn't even be doing YouTube. Okay, that is literally the foundation of YouTube success is views. Subscriber counts don't even matter anymore. It's views. Views are everything on this platform. So in a sense, I am basically living for external validation. I have to get people to watch my videos if I want to make money, if I want to avoid working at jobs like IHOP ever again. Okay, I have to learn to, generate that traffic however I possibly can without being too shady to where I ruin my reputation. Okay, so there's a balance to be achieved, and to be honest, everybody is going to have a different balance. You can find a bunch of different successful YouTubers and they'll all tell you different things about, how to be successful on this platform. But the one thing that I've taken away from everybody is you have to be consistent. On YouTube, you're going to have those high months and you're going to have those low months. or those high days and those low days. Sometimes you might post a video that you expect to do really well and it flops. Other times you might have a video that you don't expect to do very well and, it takes your channel to that next level. And I've been on both ends of that spectrum. And what I've learned is that you have to be kind of even keeled. You can't focus on the views so much that you allow it to consume you and knock you off your course. Okay, the content has to come first. That's the thing about YouTube. The content has to come first, and you have to kind of put the blinders on to the views, even though the views are what is giving you the money. Okay, and like I said, money and views are not everything, but on YouTube, that's my job. Like, I am a YouTuber. It is my job to get views. And money is a byproduct of that. Now, like I said, you're gonna have the highs and you're gonna have the lows. And the key is you have to be persistent through the highs and the lows. And this doesn't just apply to YouTube. This applies to any situation where you are working for yourself. Whether you're starting a business, starting a brand, doing contract work, consulting, anything like that where you are working for yourself and you are not being paid a salary, you are going to have high months and you're gonna have low months. And you have to get past that. And you have to stay persistent through the low months because they will happen. Okay, one thing that I thought when I was a smaller YouTuber, maybe at like 500 subscribers or whatever, I thought that when I got to a certain point, I would no longer worry about my views. Because I thought, oh, if I'm getting 1,000 views a video, I'm doing really well. But it doesn't work like that. Okay, this follows you. This mindset will follow you no matter how big you get because everything on YouTube is relative. For example, there was a time back in maybe 2018 where my most viewed video had 1.3 thousand views for months. Okay, and I remember I was so proud of that video. I thought 1.3K was a lot, which that is a lot of people. That is a lot of people. But if I get 1.3K on a video now, that's a flop for me. Okay, I'm struggling at that point. There was a time back in 2020 where I was posting ASMR videos and I was struggling to get 100 views a video. So if I hit 100 back then, I was happy. If I have 100 views on a video now, today, I'm thinking about deleting my channel at that point. Okay, I'm not actually, thinking about deleting my channel, but, there's cause for concern at that point. If I'm getting 100 views on a video with as many subscribers as I have, that's gonna knock me off my game a little bit. Now, the thing about YouTube and the algorithm is that in order to get views on your videos, and this is something that I figured out on my own through my experience, if you want to get views on your videos, you have to have at least one big video that is doing extremely well compared to every other video on your channel. Okay, if you have a video that is blowing up, YouTube is going to promote all of your other videos to people. Okay, that's what I learned on my journey. Now, with that being said, if you don't have a video that is, doing really well, you're going to be struggling a little bit. YouTube is like the ocean, and you have to learn to catch that wave and ride it back to shore. And when you finally do catch that wave, it's a very good feeling. But eventually, that wave will die down, okay, at some point. If not now, then maybe a year or 2 years down the line. Okay, you're not going to be getting the views that you were once getting, and it's on you to catch another wave or create another wave. And that's the tough part about YouTube, is finding and creating those waves. Because if you're not doing that, if you're not riding a wave at that time, you're essentially creating for nothing. Like I said, views are everything on YouTube. If you're not getting views, you're not helping people out. In my case, I produce content to make change while making change. That is, I want to change people's lives and make money in the process. But in order to do either one of those two things, I have to be getting views. That's just the truth of the matter. I have to be getting views. And I've cracked the algorithm, but knowing something and applying something are two different things. Okay, I know how to blow up on YouTube. I know how to generate traffic to my channel. The problem is actually doing it. Okay, that's the hard part. That's why you've seen me integrate more no-fap videos and things like that. Things that I know will perform because it's going to generate more traffic to my channel so that I can help more people out and help myself out in the process. Now, like I said earlier, everything is relative. Okay, so these problems will follow you no matter how big you get. If Mr. Beast posted a video right now that got 1 million views, he would probably go into panic mode. He would probably be a little bit stressed out because of that. 1 million views for me would be the most viewed video on my channel. It's all relative, and it doesn't ever end because there's always more numbers to get. As a YouTuber, you are living for the numbers. And I try to avoid that as much as possible. You know, I try not to look at my analytics. I've hid my sub count. I've done as much as I possibly can to stay away from the numbers, to not get consumed by the numbers. Because if you're just creating content for the sake of numbers, for the sake of views, that's going to show. Okay, it is going to show, and people are not going to mess with your content. Now, I believe that I do create genuine, heartfelt content that I am passionate about. I speak on things that I genuinely care about, and I aim to provide as much value into other people's lives as I possibly can, giving the best advice that I can in each and every video. But sometimes that's not enough, and that's where faith comes in. You know, I just have to be faithful. And if you're a YouTuber who is going through the same thing that I'm going through, or if you're an entrepreneur who's going through the same thing that I'm going through, that's what you have to do as well. You just have to be faithful.